All right.
All
So
right.
apologies for the audio. I realize I'm in a different location again today.
Uh-huh.
There, there's this weird thing up in the sky. I don't know if you've seen it recently. It's like kind of hot. It's
Yeah.
it's it's just drawing me out of like away from the keyboard. It's very strange. And as a
Yes.
result, I've got a bit of a maybe an embarrassing question for me. Maybe you suffer from this too, but generally I wear like jeans all the time. It's way
Uh-huh.
too hot for
Yeah.
jeans or slacks or what have you. So I'm wearing shorts, and I
Yeah.
feel like
They're
shorts and
weird.
sneakers are also kind of hot. Shorts are super weird. Listen, I've got very white legs,
Mm-hmm.
and we're getting to a part of my body that's even whiter, which is my feet. I feel like when it's this hot out, I want to wear open toe shoes, and I can't find a shoe that I like. And I thought maybe you could help guide me to find like nerd
There's only
shoes
one
that are
shoe to buy.
okay. Oh, okay, perfect. There we go. You got opinions? I want to hear them.
There's only one shoe that you ever need to buy for any purpose.
Oh, okay.
It's the
It,
Peluva.
it, it, what's a Peluva? Is it a Claude?
Those are my shoes that I wear. Peluva
Oh,
is the company, and they
okay.
make a number of types. There's the
Okay.
more
And this isn't
athletic shoe.
sponsored in any way, right?
There's a more athletic version, and then there's the hiking version, which is a little bit more thicker sole. But they're
Okay.
uh,
No.
they're they're barefoot,
Okay. And are they five
barefoot
finger
style,
or
and they're five
five
toe.
toe?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
but
Okay.
the benefit, well,
Mm.
especially in hotter weather, when you're on, I see you just texted that volume going up.
Yeah. I think we figured that
Okay,
out.
okay.
That's from minutes ago.
Um, so even when I have socks on, I
Yep.
can, and it's hot outside, I can
Yep.
wear them all day. I do not ever feel uncomfortable. It never feels hot.
Okay. I'm
Um,
I'm confused as to how you get socks to fit in the five toe shoes. Maybe.
five toe socks,
Oh, okay. We've gone
obviously.
all in here. We've gone all in.
Well, I mean,
So
you can't fit socks unless they're the five toe socks in five toe
yeah, it
shoes.
sounded right. Oh, I thought maybe you were putting the socks on the outside, and then that seemed to defeat the
No,
point. Yeah.
no, no.
Do
That
you
would
put
be
shoes
weird.
in the shoes, or
Yeah.
no? Okay. Okay.
No, five toe socks in the five toe shoes. And so
Right.
far, my favorite brand of socks is Injinji, I think it's called.
Okay.
Um, and American company that, Colorado, I think. But they're just, I can have the socks on and the shoes on, and I'm comfortable wearing them all, for like when not when I'm in bed, everything else. I'm comfortable. I mean, I take them off inside because we tend to not to wear shoes inside.
Right.
But
Do you jog in them? Is that what you mean?
you could.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so I
Interesting.
have the more kind of fitness, or the ones that I wear at the gym that are very
Right.
thin sole. But if you have any rocks, you will feel them through the shoe. So
Okay.
not great for hiking. So that's why I wear the more hiking variant is what I wear every day.
Gotcha.
I just wear
And
the
I'm so sorry to ask. I keep thinking it's Palumi you just told me, but I know it's not Palumi.
Peluva.
That's the
Palumi was
Peluva.
that chef
Not salt.
variant
Yeah,
that
exactly. Not chef, not salt.
Maddie Stratton worked at for a while.
I think a few people went through there. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
in the Deborah community. Okay,
Um,
sorry to ask. It's just like
so Pete,
I may not end up going your way. I was kind of looking for like the flip flop versus the cross versus the slip on versus the slip up versus
none, all
the
those
clog.
suck.
Yeah,
I find that Crocs make your feet sweaty.
that makes sense. It's kind of like a big piece of plastic
Yeah,
that like stuck to your
yeah.
foot. Yeah,
So those are way too hot for me.
right.
Paluvas are the first ones that are, solve all sorts of foot issues. Plus, they're so comfortable, and I don't feel I can I before Paluvas and before five toe socks,
Yeah,
I would rip my socks off as soon as I get home. Every time. I
that's
could
that
not.
that is totally me. That is
And
me to a T. So I'm trying to
now,
think like, what if there are no socks? I guess is what I don't
yeah.
know. Like I'm post.
And now I can wear the socks comfortably all day.
Gotcha, gotcha. So your feet aren't super sweaty. Okay,
No,
all right.
they
That's
are.
a
It
fair point.
is because, I mean, you think of gloves versus mittens.
Right.
Your mittens, your fingers are more comfortable or sorry, gloves. They're not. I mean,
Make sure you
mittens.
make the right argument
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mittens. They're toasty warm in the winter. They stay nice and warm. Gloves, I always feel. I mean, like, it feels like they're almost cold. Um,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
and
Because there's
so
no like contact between the
yeah,
fingers. Yeah.
and so the same thing with, I mean, just one thing for your socks, where all your toes are together, they get warmer, and with the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
socks in there, it gives them a little bit of just wicks away all the in between toe. Ugh. Um, and it's just so incredibly comfortable.
I will say I've worn tabby socks, which would be I know there's a better word for this, but in Australia they call them thongs. But you know the flip flops, I think is the right
Hmm.
term. You know they've got like that hole in the middle. So like
Right.
tabby socks have basically the big
Yeah.
toe. I think separate from
Yeah.
sorry for those listening, I'm gesticulating with my hand how that foot works. But the big toe is separated from the rest of the toes, which
Right.
to me at least gave me more mobility as somebody who has a pretty
Yeah.
separated big toe. So that I can understand. The rest of my toes, they're all just not that we need to
I
go
know.
into how my feet are. They're
I know.
just like
Mine too.
smushed.
Mine too.
Okay,
But
okay.
they are, once you. I mean, you can try the. I think Paluvas will send them to you for 30 days, and you can
I would
return
feel
them.
so bad sending back shoes I used. Yeah, fair enough.
But I mean, because they're pretty sure you're not going to send them back. The only problem with these shoes is that you have to unlearn bad habits that we've
Like
all learned
in terms
with
of walking.
walking. I mean,
Yeah.
because of, only since the 50s we've done more of the heel strike,
Right.
and you have to kind of unlearn that because it's painful.
Right. Right. So
But
it's
once you
like
get out of
walking
it and
around.
go back to the normal way of walking,
Mhm.
then you're fine. And running
Now,
and
yeah. In your house, do you wear shoes? Maybe this is like
so
a Canadian
in
thing.
our house we don't wear shoes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So you're walking around barefoot. So you're.
In socks though.
Oh, okay.
If I have my socks on, I keep them on.
I'm probably the same way. Yeah, that's true.
If
Unless
I
it's humid and I've stripped them off
Right,
when I got home,
yeah,
obviously. And
but
dry here.
I don't take off my socks because it's hot. I take off
Gotcha.
my socks because I'm going to bed.
Gotcha. Hmm, interesting. It sounds to me like Dvorak for feet. I don't want to be. It's like the contrarian approach to footwear, but I hear you in a similar way to me caring about what my fingers touch all day.
Hmm.
I also care about what my feet touch, the
Yeah,
way I walk
Th-
or what have you.
these shoes are. There are a few things that I have purchased that I would say are genuinely life changing, and these
Okay,
shoes are
we
in
have
that
heard this
short
before.
list. Yes,
We have heard the sentence before on this. We have to
yes.
have like Matt's life changing. Yeah, yeah.
There are not that
But
many. I mean, there's
there's
not
like
that
three.
many things that are
Yeah,
life changing,
yeah,
and the shoes are one of them.
yeah. It's
Everybody
I
needs to
think
buy Paluvas.
the heated mug I think was one of them that I recall.
Life changing.
Okay, okay.
Except
I'm gonna
it
like
would be better if the battery is a little longer. But other than that, but the Peluva shoes, they are absolutely incredible.
I
Vibrams,
will say
yeah. All those
really.
other
Okay,
5-finger, I mean, it's the only 5-finger shoe you should consider. All the other
okay,
ones, everyone who's like a Vibram fanatic,
right.
they switch over to Peluva is like, what was I thinking about that garbage?
Really?
Because
Huh,
Peluva has only existed for 4 years, 5 years.
gotcha. So you're saying they
Um,
had like the advantage
Vibram
being
existed for, I don't know, 20 years.
right.
And there's a bunch of other kind of barefoot, except there's some barefoot. I mean, they're called barefoot. I don't know
Mhm.
why they. I mean, it's a thinner sole.
Right.
Um, but some of
Thinner
them
midsole.
don't have 5 fingers. Or 5 toes. They have one toe box. I've never
Okay.
found ones that are comfortable.
Right.
They've all been very uncomfortable, but Paluvas, amazing,
Interesting.
life
Interesting.
changing.
Not to like completely switch gears, but I will say there's a new model out that I've not tried, and I'm wondering if you
A
were
new
able
model of
to try
Paluvas.
of Kimi K3 is what I was thinking from
Aha.
Moonshot, I believe is the company.
Okay,
I
yeah.
have not tried this just because it's not available where I would normally go looking for things. How about yourself? I think it might
I
be on
have
Open
not.
Router. Okay. And my understanding is that at this point in time, they've like closed signups, or they're wrestling with APIs
Oh,
really
right.
at this point in time. So it might be hard to get access now.
Right.
I will say though, the other one that released recently was Thinking Machines Inkling. Have you heard of
I
this?
I have heard of it and I have not touched it.
I I have also not touched it, but I did at least read the model card for this one.
Very impressive.
The it yeah.
Only
It seems
because
like
I have not done that either.
I mean, listen, I can read. I'm not sure if you knew. Even without AI,
I mean, you're Canadian,
I'm
so I
pretty
don't
good.
know.
Well, yeah. Our educational system is a little bit different. So one of the things is it seems like it's launched maybe side by side with Tinker. Like when you're reading the model card, they're saying like, "Hey, this is about as secure as like open source models," but like I think you and I both know that like that might not be super secure actually.
Right.
Not that it's a bad thing, but like it's there's some you could write movie scripts about things. I think is what we determined last time we could talk about. But in this case, it seems like they're pushing Tinker as a way to maybe fine tune the model or make it a little bit more your own domain specific, maybe smaller in terms of memory footprint, which is cool. It feels like that. I'm not saying it's a cop out, but it feels like they maybe did as much as they could in terms of security, and they're like, hey, it's probably
Right.
good, but caveat emptor. Like when you use this, do be warned. In the model code,
Mm-hmm.
it says like it is as secure as what's out in the open source world. As a result, you'll probably want to launch it on Tinker. Tinker sounds like a good idea. I have not used it, so I can't say how well you could go in and fine tune this
Right.
model. But for having, so it's 975, like it's a billion 975 billion parameters that loads 41 active, which is actually amazing.
Hmm.
But it also means that the hardware required to run it is beyond my means.
Right.
Possibly on your test box in the cloud, you could use it, but it's definitely beyond something I could use.
Right.
The other thing is the way it deals with audio and pictures is
Hmm.
interesting. I'm not sure if you saw this. It deals with
Mm-mm.
them as file formats, I think. And
Oh.
the same thing for audio. It reads the raw file as opposed to like my understanding is for pictures at least it will like maybe take quadrants.
Right.
The other
Right.
models will take quadrants and deal in
Yeah.
like a divide and conquer maybe
Right.
approach to breaking up like an image in different areas, and as a result we'll describe them all and then describe the whole
Right.
thing I think what's happening is they're doing something similar to that, but based on a byte string as opposed to a
Hmm.
visual representation, which is really interesting approach. The
Yeah.
same thing applies to the audio. So it's wave format that they use, but I think there's a way like if you're just reading the file sequentially, similar to like a JPEG, you could actually read a WAV file, and that seems to be what they're doing, which is like
Right.
novel to me at least. That is not how I'd probably take a picture of a WAV file and go
I
in
mean,
and
it's
do the same approach that I
right.
would with the image.
It's obvious that you would do that, and it's unobvious that you would do the image. I mean, like take a look at a square of an image,
Right,
and it was always weird that that's how models always did it. And so it
right.
seems like what's novel is that they're using the unnovel approach. Um,
Well, I think they're literally reading the bytecode. So it'd be
yeah.
like, if I understand it, it's like bit bashing. So if you're watching like a
So we're talking
serial
about Inkling,
transport,
right?
yeah, if you're
Yeah.
watching a serial transport of data, they're watching the bytes go by
Hmm.
serially, which is a pretty cool approach to this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've not tried out that specific wrinkle, so I can't say. Obviously, I haven't tried the model
Right.
either. The other is okay. So they've got so mixture of experts is one thing. They have 256 experts, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of actually want to know like are these named like what experts and what I'm very interested.
Right.
And then what happens is sorting through those experts, they will pick the 6 to use and then 2 shared experts on every
Mm-hmm.
token that goes through, which
Right.
is so it's better than 1 expert, but
Right.
obviously these are smaller in terms of actual tokens,
Right.
sorry, parameters loaded, and it's very confusing to me. So
Right.
they're using more smaller models as quote unquote experts to deal with the problem, but it's more like they're more specialized
Mm-hmm.
across a wider gamut of topics.
Hmm.
At any rate, I'd really like to know what the experts are. It's difficult to see what they are routing. I feel like
So
this is
mixture of
a layer
experts.
below what we can do. Yes,
When the original mixture of experts models came out,
it's
it wasn't.
Mistral, right?
I don't know if things have changed, but
Right.
it was not so much that they were experts in a, like, it's not a astronomy expert or a biology
Okay, okay,
expert,
because that's
but
definitely what I
rather,
thought. It's like we got 5 PhDs here. Now we got
right, no,
250. Okay, okay.
but rather it's they are they're on a token per token basis, and it chooses one of the experts for each of the
The,
tokens
the neural nets,
that's
right?
generated.
Each one has this
And
different
it's
fucking
not
area. Yeah.
within, not experts in a subject matter space, but,
Mm-hmm.
and it's somewhat I mean, it was kind of a awkward choice of naming to call it
Terms. Yeah.
experts.
Yeah.
um and I don't know if things have changed to become more what we would think of experts,
Mm-hmm.
or is it still that same definition?
It seems like I looked it up just to make sure because like I definitely got it wrong. It seems like if you thought of the entire neural network as one big cloud, it's like it may contain smaller clouds within it, and those are
Right.
the quote unquote experts. Was sort of the way the learning technique was used. I think back in
Right.
the Mistral day. Whether or not that's still the case, I can't say.
Hmm.
Yeah. Does that ring
Yeah.
true?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good stuff.
I think
But
so.
it feels like as a result, we're getting more, I don't want to say intelligent models, but models that are larger, basically. And then
Right.
you can fit different areas of it into memory. So it may be more of like a memory optimization that we'll see
Right.
more and more going forward. Does that
Yeah.
kind of sound like
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
optimizing for what you should have
Right.
in memory as opposed to the entire system? Okay.
And it's amazing that, I mean, these things are going pretty fast,
Mm-hmm.
that it can select a different expert
Per token.
for
Yeah.
per token. I mean, I guess it's choosing a different one is faster than the mathematical cost of figuring out the token.
Gotcha. Right.
Um, and so it can do all these decisions very quickly.
It's really cool. It feels like we could get down to a point where it would be something like hand holdable. We've already got models that come around on your phone, obviously, but we could get
Hmm.
ones that are a little bit maybe faster because the ones that
Yeah.
currently do around your phone are pretty slow. Faster would be nicer, as
Yep.
well as being able to. I think it's a million context window, which is also really impressive. So
Yeah.
multimodal, million
Right.
context window, mixture of experts. I mean, this
Right.
kind of recipe for success, I guess, at this point
Right.
in time.
Right. Cool.
Okay, the only other thing that was out was, and this is between the last time we talked and now, I started using Fable. I
Hmm.
can, I still, I don't, maybe it's my account. It's certainly broken for me, but I found
Yeah.
out where it's broken definitively. So it's
Hmm.
absolutely broken in the Claude.ai site as well as in the app for me. Just I'm so sorry. It refuses to do anything I want to do. It feels like I think it thinks that I'm trying to make some sort of Anthropic competitor. And
Right.
listen, I'm not. I'm certainly testing stuff for sure. I'm not doing that. In Claude Code, however, and Coworker, sorry, Cowork, yeah, Claude Cowork similarly was more useful, but pretty much useless compared to Sonnet or Opus for me personally. And it's been like this for a minute, so I was not surprised for this to still be the case. That said, I did at least have some breakthrough on Cloud Code, and it is actually quite good. I'm pretty impressed,
Hmm.
specifically with the amount of time it will run before determining a task requires my attention, or perhaps it's met the edges of what I
Right.
could do, which is awesome. So like literally 3 hours, which is fantastic. Going to
Hmm.
do a lot of it is CI/CD sort of things, or
Right.
maybe being able to check back on a process in CI/CD, especially if you're using the app, using Cloud Code in the quote unquote cloud, but being able to send off that session and then have
Right.
it come back basically once CI/CD is completed. I think is a big step forward for that long running session as well, which really helped for me. So basically, what I'm trying to say is I could have it go in and make some updates to code on GitHub, that code change would create a PR. The PR would be approved, merged, etc., which would kick off CI/CD. Some of those jobs could take minutes, some could take hours. Generally, this would mean like a really long feedback loop for me, constantly going back and checking, making sure things are taken care of. This point in time, it seems to be solved, which is fantastic. So
Hmm.
it means at least that the solo dev waiting for CI/CD and GitHub Actions is not
Right.
completely solved, but at least like it's a lot of the friction has been removed, which is fantastic. And maybe that's the biggest thing that I've noticed. Like it
Yeah.
feels like Opus 4.8 that's a little bit more resilient, and I don't mean to downplay it. That's a big deal. Opus 4.8 is fantastic. Zero complaints. What I will say though is I've still yet to try the ChatGPT quote unquote alternative. Is it Sol? Have you had any experience with 5 point? Is it 4?
5.4,
Is it 3?
5.5,
Oh, 5.5.
5.6. Is it
5.6?
5.6?
5.7?
I think it's 5.6.
5.6?
I
I think you are right.
I was using it,
It is
and pretty quickly I got to, you have made more than 50 requests in a week,
Oh, oh wow. Okay.
and you cannot do anymore.
50 per week.
Yeah, it was something crazy like that.
Is that with extra high reasoning? High reasoning? Is
I
there?
don't know what I was on.
Wow,
Um,
that's a lot. I will say that Fable. I was sending it like 1 or 2 requests per day at one point because it was really choking,
right.
but it also wasn't doing work. These days it's doing work, so it's fine. Like I can send it and come back, et cetera, et cetera. But 50 requests is not great.
Yeah. Sign out.
This sounds like those Olama experiences we were talking about last
Right.
week, where
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I sent 50 requests to Olama, and now I can't do anything
Yeah.
anymore. It's like, well, I don't know. It doesn't seem to track. Interesting. And I'm trying to look through. Is it part of the normal plan, or what happened there?
I don't know. I mean, I was, because I was using what I have through Raycast. That's how I just happen to be. Uh,
Gotcha. I
trying
wonder
to.
what the Raycast prompt is that they sent, like the system prompt that they're sending off. Like,
Yeah.
interesting. Wow, that's that's not a lot of requests.
No.
Also, it feels like maybe the wrong place to use five. Is it 5.6? Yeah. What were
What?
you
How
doing
so?
in Raycast that required 5.6? I'm
I
wondering.
was just asking. I was what you would use any. I mean, I use. That's how I interactively work with any of these models. I always go through
Really?
Raycast. Yeah.
Oh, oh. I guess I use
Because it's like
Raycast
20
like
bucks a month, or 20 or 30 for a
for the
Raycast
AI
plus
side.
the AI extra thing, and then gives you all the models from every brand.
Gotcha.
And so
Gotcha.
that's what I've had for a couple of years, and it's been great.
Gotcha. I think I use Raycast as more of a Quicksilver
Well,
slash,
that's the main
like.
purpose, right?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, interesting. I wonder what that is. That's causing the. At any rate, I'm going to have to try it now. So my understanding is that you can still use their command
Right.
line. CLI is probably the best way to use this. Um, I have not actually been using the ChatGPT app as much lately. I've been using Cork for a lot of things, but my understanding is that they're trying to launch more of that in their app as well. I guess what I'm trying to get to is like the Atlas browser has been canceled. I may have been the
Right.
only fan for this browser. It sounds like
Which
they're
browser?
making the Atlas browser from
Oh, okay.
Vibram.
Yeah, that's right. You've mentioned that before. Yeah, that one.
Listen, I think I liked it for I will call it not nefarious purposes, but like the menial tasks, like
Right.
figure out this form for me and fill it basically. Like I really don't want to fill out this or do this repetitive thing. I think one of them I had to tag some sessions for a Microsoft webinar, something like that. I'm
Right.
so sorry, but it's really good at like basically digesting a big page and filling things out for you. It sounds like they're trying to wrap that browser as well as computer use, those tools essentially as part of their desktop app. Right now, their desktop app, like I just opened it again just to make sure, but like a lot of times when I open it up, it's very slow these days. It seems to maybe it's they're trying to some sort of sandbox or something, but it's basically not unusable. But I find it not great. I'll say the same
Right.
thing about the Claude app as well. it feels like when you're using an app versus the console is, for me at least, is going to win most of the time compared to like an Electron app or Towery or whatever it
Right.
is you're using. And whatever they've done to the app recently has made it, I'm not gonna say unusable, but like it's not the same start and use app. You start
Yeah.
it, wait 10 seconds, and come back to it, and it's ready, which isn't great. And as a result, I have not been using it. And as a result, I haven't used 5.6 because I've just been using Claude Code, and it simply
Right.
works, which is weird. It feels odd as somebody who wants to try all this stuff out. Are you still, what is your preferred, let's say, coding agent? Are you in open code? Are you Pi?
Pi.
Still Pi?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Have you
There's been
customized it? Like, what's your Pi? What's your Pi config? Is it
um
Dvorak compliant?
what?
I just making stuff up. Like, did
No,
you
no. I
remap all
mean,
your keyboard shortcuts so that they work with the Moonlander, so that it's not like a little bit
oh,
awkward to hit Control C or what have
so
you?
my keyboard layout, I used to be Workman dead for everything.
Right.
And I don't know, 6 months, a year ago, I switched back to QWERTY.
You did tell me that. I didn't
Yeah.
think it would stick. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All
It's
right.
just easier to deal with.
Wow. Wow. I'm still
Um,
using Shift JIS for most things, so it's just the Japanese layout. The only
mhm.
difference is the ad sign's easier to hit.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it's definitely slower, but I wouldn't say I feel any pain or anything. I mean, I never had any pain with before. I
Right.
did Workman Dead as a effort to speed up, um, and I didn't really need to do that.
Right.
I mean, I'm not a fast typist, but I
I
don't
think
care
I can
anymore.
clock in 80 to 100 pretty easily.
Hmm.
When I was younger, I was quite fast. But
Yeah.
I think the main thing in terms of speed for me is like, do you find, like, would you be able to speak to an AI agent faster than you can type?
Oh,
Because I
absolutely.
feel like oh, okay. I feel like I'm the opposite
Oh,
end of
okay.
that spectrum. I could type faster than I can speak. So a
Yeah.
lot of when I'm talking to people about, not like you should use AI or like how to try it, but like some people just want to talk to their computer and
Right.
they feel like that is like a more natural interface. I'd much rather have keyboard control and be able to like Control C and stop an answer.
Yeah. I I prefer typing most of the time because I can formulate my thoughts better.
Okay.
Speaking, it's like, well, kind of like this,
There's
where I'm
pauses. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
having to pause because I don't know what I'm going to say at the end of this sentence.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do feel like when you're speaking, I would want to go in and change the words that are being sent to the
Hmm.
agent before there's like I want to edit it. I want that
Right.
editorial control,
Right.
which I get over typing that I don't necessarily over my
Right.
voice. That's a good point. That's fair. I have tried walking with OpenAI ChatGPT in
Right.
voice
I
mode
remember.
multiple
Yeah.
times. It, it consistently has an issue going over. There's a bridge on the way to the studio. When cars are going by, it's got some sort of
Mm,
noise canceling or something like that. And I think the agent on the other end, like whatever they're using for voice detection, seems to get confused between things like honking or tire sounds or
right.
engine noises, and will stop mid sentence while talking in order for me to continue whatever it was I was supposedly saying. And as a result, it's like unusable. You can't
Yeah.
have the conversation because it keeps getting interrupted, and I have to pick up the phone and read what the answer actually was in order to respond. And it's just
Right.
it's such a pain. But I do like the premise
Yeah.
of, and maybe I'm going down the road of the Apple lawsuit here, but the hardware device AI agent is certainly something
Hmm.
I'm interested in. And I understand, what was it, like the human layer or human API
Hmm.
or human AI or whatever, the wearable?
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
human
That
something?
that one, they switched from hardware to open source software
Right,
just before they were going to release,
right.
and because that was right after the like two others that had spectacular failures. Like Marquez Brownlee did a review and it was horrible. And
Was it the rabbit? Is that
Rabbit,
the
yeah,
one? Yeah. Sorry.
yeah,
It feels like so long ago. I realize it's like
that
not
one
not long
was
ago.
like designed by Teenage Engineering, and yeah,
Yeah, and you know, like some of these ideas just felt like they were too early, if that makes sense. Like it's not that
yeah,
the idea is bad; it's just that like all the tech at the time was terrible and
yeah,
couldn't support. because I'm sure the form factor was like, I think
Right.
teenage engineering understands how to make a device.
Yeah.
Um, just like that. What is the play date that you've
Oh
got
yeah,
with
the
the little
Panic Playdate. What a
which I still
garbage
think is a great
device.
design. It's just missing some games.
Yeah,
But I
missing
guess where
any
I'm going
fun
with this is
things.
it sounds like Apple is suing, or I mean, Apple is suing OpenAI for not just theft of talent, but possibly trade secrets, what have
Right.
you. I think if we're just to zoom out and think about what's happening, I would assume Apple thought they could get first to market with whatever AI device it is. They're having issues,
Right.
obviously. It sounds like, is it Johnny Ive
Uh-huh.
had joined some other company, IO?
Right.
Sorry, I'm like pulling this out of the backs of my memory
Yeah.
here.
That was
I
like his
think
company, I think.
right, and like I can
And then
imagine
they
just
did
what
the
Johnny Ive would want.
Ferrari that looks like garbage. It looks like
not
Tesla
not
made it.
yeah, I wouldn't go that well.
Looks like garbage.
It's kind of like a Homer Simpson mobile for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't look great. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, what would I want out of an AI device?
Right.
And I'm like, there's a segue coming here. I promise, but like, Apple's got that new foldable coming out, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure you've heard
Yeah.
of at this point in time. It seems like
Right.
it's about to happen. Is that what I want? And like, I probably don't
Mm.
want that. I guess maybe I'm thinking like a DJI clip-on mic is
Right.
what I'm thinking. Like something like the Rabbit actually sort of made
Yeah.
sense to me. Or if I've already got a phone, is it a layer on the phone, or
Right.
like what is like watch? I'm thinking
Right.
about like or a ring. Like what does AI need to be, or can
Yeah.
it just be headphones? Do I need more than that?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. Is like I don't feel like I'm the right market for at the very least a full size portable. I can
Yeah.
maybe get behind the is it Z Flip from Samsung? That's just like the
Mm-hmm.
tiny
Mm-hmm.
sort of version that's maybe handheld. And I guess that's the big question for you is like, what would you want out of an AI device? Is it a Dvorak keyboard that just talks to you? Sorry, I set you up so badly for this, but
Yeah.
I realize you're not even Dvorak anymore. So like,
I mean the only device that I have that kind of AI talking
mhm.
relationship with. Um, I mean, I do talk occasionally to my computer, not this one, but on upstairs, and I don't know if I ever do it to my phone. But the only other device that I do talk to and have a shortish conversation, which is more than just a single question, but clarifications and a few clarifications and getting at the overall goal um, would be in the Rivian.
And
Um,
it's got like a HAL, right? I've forgotten
yeah,
the
Rivian.
keys.
I don't know I don't know if it's got a name, but
Okay.
and that it's okay, but it's that's something where we drive and we don't have to drive very far and we lose reception and then it just says I, Rivian assistance not responding or something like that is offline and so then you can't do anything. And so that's a terrible because there's no onboard processing. I mean, it could do some of that processing on board on the in the Rivian, but it's not.
Yeah, this is where I mean, I've said this before. I think I've tried most, if not all, of the AI quote unquote assistants, like
Mm-hmm.
the old generation. So I tried
Right,
the Google Home.
right,
I'm still using Siri from Apple. I tried Amazon Alexa, and I
yep,
also tried Samsung's Bixby.
yeah,
I've tried them all.
yeah,
Um, I since moved just to the Apple device, and what I will say is that I switched it to Japanese because I feel like some of my language skills are
mm,
atrophying. So
mm-hmm.
it's nice to be able to swap the assistant over to a different language. I'll do that
Right,
with video games as well,
right,
like make it in French or watch a movie in a different language. What it cannot do still is anything with OpenAI, even though they've got an integration. So if you ask a
mm,
question, it will ask you, "Hey, would you like to use OpenAI for this?" And you can say yes, and then it will tell you to check your phone.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
and my understanding is maybe it just doesn't succeed in Canada, but when I go to my phone, there's nothing waiting for me. It's
Yeah.
like you can start over again. Is
Yeah.
what they're telling you. Like, I
Yeah.
could help you. I'm not going to do it. You could answer again over there. It's
Yeah.
just like I used to work in a call center. I think we would call this first call resolution.
Right.
It's failing first call resolution at every opportunity. Basically,
Yeah.
it's terrible at it. But I really would actually like to have that same open AI experience with Siri or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that IO is the company that I want to get it from, because when I
Right.
looked at what their device actually looked like, it looked like an Alexa Mini, basically. So a puck, maybe it's a Ferrari-inspired puck with a red racing stripe. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how much design effort a puck takes. I'm sure it takes a
Yeah.
lot. That maybe the buttons need to be chamfered or whatever.
Right.
But I guess what I'm saying is that I don't see the need to get the device from somebody else and trust someone else with my information in order to get
Right.
the experience that I should be able to get from Siri right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like mired with integration problems.
Right.
And it feels like that's all it is on there, and that needs to be fixed, is that integration. And then, like, why even sue IO, I guess, is maybe the whole thing that I'm thinking about, because like, you've got a device that does this, that is like mired by your bad software or whatever relation is you've got with OpenAI, the company you're currently suing, and this is not going to like, it's not going suing the company you've not integrated well with is not going to fix your problem of integration.
Right.
You can go to Google, and they do have good models.
Yeah.
But this is like, it, you know what I mean? It just feels weird. Anyway, the whole approach feels odd to me in terms of a consumer. I'm left here just thinking, like, should I build my own on a Raspberry Pi? Or like, do I need to wait for the RISC-V processor with 32 gigabytes of RAM, which by the way is sold out everywhere. I think last podcast I said I was trying to get this in. This is unobtainium at this point in time, and the manufacturer has said that they no longer think they can make devices as a result of the current memory shortage. So my pipe dream of open source RISC processor from hackers is unfortunately already stopped in its tracks.
Wow.
Yeah, I got nothing but bad news for you this week, Matt. Sorry.
Yeah.
I did have a checkout for you, and I want to start a little bit earlier, if that's okay.
Before that, one thing I saw a few people commenting on, I'm not sure where I saw this, was that people are concerned that the US is going to ban open source models. But what it looks like so far is more open source models that come from China.
A certain company.
Yeah.
Sorry, country. Yes.
Country.
Yes.
No, it was, I think that was kind of attempted before, and I don't think it actually took.
Correct.
So it's interesting that there's enough people that see a snippet of the news. I mean, we see this with everything. A snippet of the news and like, oh my God, all open source models are banned.
Right.
And they might even say that for like, and they're not even in the US.
Correct.
But
correct. Okay, so a couple things there. One, I think the policy is not yet.
Yeah.
Written.
Oh yeah.
It was like I think saber rattling is the term for this. So it's like it could happen in the future. But I think we could fast forward like 5 years. Let's assume they're banned. The current problem is that there's a lot of things out there that are open source, so other people could pick up the mantle and keep developing them. You did mention that there are, in fact, other countries. As a Canadian, would like to remind you that Cohere does still exist. And as somebody who speaks French, and has mentioned Mistral already in this call.
Okay, Cohere is Canadian.
Yeah, and listen, Command A is an okay minimal coding model. This probably worth looking at.
Right.
And I think Ada is what I use the most for translation, which is actually quite handy. In Mistral, obviously, the MOE 8 billion one is what I play with the most. But I think, regardless of all that, there are open source US models, that if I understand the spirit of whatever's being proposed here, would have the same problems as the models that they're pointing the fingers at, but maybe in reverse. So they're talking about things like maybe historical manipulation or fact changing or different views of history. Sorry, I'm saying the same thing, but basically if a government is involved in the production of an LLM, the US is saying that they could tamper
Right.
with it as a result, or, and this is maybe the spirit that I'm misunderstanding, is that they think if it's hosted, they could grab the data that's being sent to the host and use it,
Right.
Which I think is actually 100% true. But again, the same thing would apply to US
Yeah.
hosted models. So, like, yeah, I'm not sure if this is just like a cautionary tale or
Yeah.
what have you, but the fact is that they're not banned.
Yeah. Yeah.
The earlier talkings of banning
Yeah.
also did not happen.
Yeah.
I think the last time this happened was around DeepSeek, right?
DeepSeek,
R1.
yeah. And then there was
Reasoning models.
another model that came out soon after that was almost the same, but removing the censorship, so you could actually ask
Restrictions.
about Tiananmen Square and
Right.
Taiwan. So that's interesting.
Yes, just in case you want us to know about such
Yes.
topics.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, there are quite a few. I think on the one hand, there's a lot of people talking about policy right now. I think in general, in like the disruptor playbook, they're thinking
Right.
that would mean that they've disrupted something if it becomes policy.
Right.
Just maybe misunderstanding the way the law works, or like
Right.
why this would be a thing. I get that part, so they're pushing for safety. I also, on the other hand, think that safety is a valid concern.
Right.
So like I can get the marketing aspect of this, but I can also get like the real world effect. I think if I gave this model to my mother, it might be different than giving this model to like my 6-year-old niece. I think they're the curiosity levels and areas of exploration may be different.
Yeah.
As a result of like, and I'm not saying children shouldn't have access to AI. I just feel like it's probably similar to the internet and television and movies and music. Is probably worth having a chat with your youngster.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying not to be the whole police mommy state here, but like I do understand.
Our Stella, who is 7 years old,
right? Exactly. Sorry,
will not
speaking to a parent. Right. Exactly.
Will not have access to any AI models till at least 5th grade, 6th grade. I mean, it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Just there's
like I can understand the concerns, and
Yeah.
I'm not again advocating for age verification online or within your operating system or what have you, but I get why this has become a concern that's coming up more and more. All right.
All right. So you had some checkouts, huh?
Just one. So the checkout I've got is a program called Couch to 5K. Have you heard of this before?
I have. It helped me do a 5K.
Yes. So I am doing this again. This would be my 4th time.
Okay.
I think it works really well. It's a very easy way to run walk.
Yeah.
The difference this time is that I'm using it on my watch with like a cell plan on the watch. And the reason I thought this was so amazing, and maybe this is why I was thinking about AI devices and size and stuff like that, is and shoes and et cetera, is that I can run most of what I want from the watch now with Wi-Fi or cell or what have you, and GPS. It can also do things like have Spotify offline, so I can listen to my tunes as well as have like coaching prompts while I go, which is fantastic. The thing I can't seem to be able to do is get a Lime scooter or what have you, which is good. It's better for me to be running and walking anyway. But I haven't figured out a way to like scan the code and like unlock it and go. But that's good. I guess the main thing for me is I'm getting to a point now where, because you can pay with your watch, I can sync this to my AirPods to listen to music. I can almost do most of what I'd want from like a device that I use, like a device that I use like a hammer, as opposed to the phone, which I can use to create or what have you. It feels like it covers most of that for me, and I can have empty pockets. The whole benefit here is so that when I run, nothing's jiggling in my pocket. Sorry, I should be honest about the premise, is that I just dislike running with things in my pockets. Or like straps on your arm. I'm sure you've seen these. Or like pockets in your hat. The OR hat that we were talking about, I'm not sure if you noticed that's
and then trying to like figure out what's you have to like swipe something, and you have to, it's like
it's awful. And then it's like the thing that's stuck to your arm is this massive waterproof thing with an armband and what have you. And it's liberating, honestly, to be able to go out and listen to some tunes that are offline. Do the Couch to 5 thing, Couch to 5K program has you running like 1 minute at the start. it's
Oh
really
yeah.
not hard to
Yeah.
run for 60
Yeah.
seconds. Like it's even for me who's super
Yeah.
out of shape.
Mm.
And it feels like I can just walk out of my house basically, and I've got everything I need other than the house
Mm-hmm.
key
Mm-hmm.
in like on my wrist, which is
Yeah.
fantastic. Anyway, that's my checkout. So Watch to 5K is the app.
Mm-hmm.
Couch to 5K is the program, as in
And
the fitness
technically,
program.
I don't have the key to a house, but I
Mhm.
can open up my garage door
Nice.
from my watch.
Nice. Yeah, like I thought about what is it? The Schlage, I think is the name of the
Mm-hmm.
company, but they've got like a remote Bluetooth
Yep.
lock. I'm in a building. I'm in a condominium, so I'm not
Yeah.
too scared about my neighbors opening it up. I understand if you're like on a ground floor or something, it might be different,
Yeah.
but that's kind of where I'm at.
We had one of those at Olama for the
Mm,
house that because we had a kind of a shared house in
right.
Palo Alto that we all stayed at when we flew in, um, and we had one of those locks on there. It was great. Good.
Yeah.
It would, in fact, you wouldn't even have to initiate the unlock. Just the fact that you have walked close enough to the door unlocks the door. That's great.
Oh,
Amazing.
oh. And not that I would like feed you a bunch of alcohol and take your corpse close to the door. Sorry, that's not where my brain went at all. At all. At all.
You'd have to take my whole arm because as soon as you take the watch off, it's now locked.
No, your whole body. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
your
was
whole
saying.
body. Okay, yeah.
I was
Okay,
just trying to think about how much alcohol would a
yeah,
mat, like a
yeah,
standard mat, need to take. It's probably quite a bit.
yeah, yeah. Huh.
All right. What about yourself? Anything to check out? Are you
So
still living healthy? It's nice out, you know.
well, last time I think I mentioned the camera, the
Mhm.
Lumix S9 that,
Yep.
and I still am totally in love with it. I mean, it's so
Really?
much fun.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is such a great camera. Um, and I but one thing that was annoying is
Mhm.
finding a way to carry it. And so
Oh.
for
Okay.
for a while, the only how did I get that in there? Hold on a second. Let me
No
unplug
worries.
my microphone.
I am
Okay.
such a
So
not a fan of carrying cameras. Basically, is
so
what I was trying to say.
I had a strap
Mhm.
and I've had a strap for a long time from Domke,
Yep.
the photojournalist
DMK.
bags and then
Yep.
strap. And that has been good. And what was nice is nice and thin because most of the time I have the strap kind of wrapped around my hand, but there's always that little bit extra that's kind of dangling.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of people online having that kind of strap.
Mhm.
Or they get the ones that are just like a wrist strap, and then
That's what I
the
use.
camera is like dangling like
It
here,
is attached to your hand the entire day.
but it's dangling.
Oh no,
And
you basically have to grip it,
you have to
otherwise it's
grip
like
it,
it's
which
super
means you're
annoying. Yeah.
tired.
Yes.
Um, and so I didn't want that. Um, so I found this is a two-part thing. So
Oh,
first off, there is this, and you're not going to be able to see this. This is from a company called Falcam, and
okay.
it's basically like the peak design thing that sticks onto your backpack strap, except
Right.
it doesn't have the piece that would stick to a backpack strap. It's
Gotcha.
just I can't get the
Oh,
light
I
right.
see it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see it.
But it's got
Interesting.
two little holes for a strap to fit onto.
Right.
Um, and I guess this is bad because it's black and I'm wearing a black shirt, so you can't see anything.
Yes, it's okay though.
Um,
It was a little bit shiny when you got a certain angle, so I could see it.
Nothing important on there. So there we,
Yeah, gotcha.
yeah. And so it is, and then you can attach whatever strap you want. And now that I'm having a strap that I just want to have to keep over me, so I have it over my head and through one arm through it. And so this is another strap I've had for a long time, which is the Peak Design Slide Light, I think it's called.
Yes. Yes.
And so it's just it could be any wide strap. But the nice thing about this is that the camera then just slides onto it just like that Peak Design strap, and now it's in there.
Right.
It will not come out,
Won't move. Yeah.
um, and that's great. But for holding it, so I have it on there. when I want to take photos, I just slide it off, and now that's detached. And so when it's over my shoulder, it's attached basically by the tripod socket, because that's how that's attached.
Right.
But for when I take it off, for a long time I liked Peak Design had one, but also other companies have had this, where it's like there's this thing that goes around the wrist.
Yeah.
Um,
Like a wrist
but
strap.
for this size camera, it doesn't really work well because it's too big. So they have the Clutch Lite, I think it's called, and it's basically
Is it like
just
a 2-finger or 3-finger?
two-finger.
Oh, it is a 2-finger. Okay.
And now I can let go. I'm totally letting go, and it does not. I can't get it, so you can actually.
Yeah, I
It's
see it.
all
It's like
everything's
stuck in the
black.
necklace. Yeah.
And so it just dangles there, and I can walk along and it's fine. It's not falling off. I'm not holding it.
Gotcha.
But it just slides off, and I can put it back onto that clip. So this one comes from Peak Design. It's like $25. And this piece was another, I don't know, $18 or so. And it's great. Now, it's not perfect because for some reason, Panasonic, for the S9, decided to put the tripod socket not in line with the sensor. It's a few millimeters ahead. And so this bracket, the way that the Clutch Lite attaches is like basically a plate that goes all the way along. It sticks out a little bit ahead.
Gotcha.
Which is, I mean, a little annoying. But and then it has this other piece, which is the standard Arkham Swiss plate that attaches to it. It's kind of made for it. And it is perfect. It is great. And you don't need one of those goofy like extra grip. In fact, I think that would be.
That's what I thought you were going to talk about. Yeah, as someone with larger hands, I would assume you would like put a grip under it.
I do not like the grip, and this I don't need the grip, and it just stays. I don't have to hold it. I'm not having to squeeze the thing the whole time. It's pretty perfect.
I feel like I'd be scared to drop it, but I will admit that on my GR4, I stole I think it's a loop strap from the Instax Pal. Basically, it's a 1-finger strap, which is like it's even worse than what you're talking about. It's like it's 1 finger, and I thought I was gonna drop it, and I just never have. It's like just enough resistance, like you're talking about.
So this, I mean, I just clip it on, and now the camera's just sitting there all the time. And when I want to take a photo, I slide it off, and now I'm able to use it. I have full control, full access to everything. But if I want to keep walking along the trail or something, I don't have to hold on to it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Amazing.
I like it. I think I grabbed my Slide Lite on a helicopter trip. I'm not sure how many helicopter trips you do. I actually like helicopters quite a bit. When I'm going somewhere, I'd love to take one. It was open door, so we had to have like a strap basically, and I normally have the wrist strap. And I said like I don't think I can drop, like even from a helicopter, I don't think I could drop it. And they're like, no, it doesn't matter. You need like an actual strap. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I went to Walmart, and Walmart had Peak Design. Oh, okay. Which is like, I'm not saying that Peak's the best, but the fact that you can get something really good, I think most people would agree Peak is really good, from like a Walmart is pretty fantastic. Actually, I have zero complaints. That's really sweet.
Now I carry my camera with me all the time, and the one of the nice things about this strap, because it's I can customize it and really cinch it up. Now it's pretty close to me. I mean, it would be kind of awkward holding it like this, but I can.
Almost.
But it's close enough that it's not bouncing around. Like if it's longer, where I would normally want it to
on
use
your hip or whatever. Yeah.
It would be bouncing all over the place, on the simplest of walks. And we were over the weekend. We went to there's a trail on the Dungeness Spit, which is this big piece of land that sticks out from the top of the Olympic Peninsula. We were walking along there, and it was amazing. It was, because there's this long trail that goes all the way down to the beach, and then you're walking along the beach, and I mean, I had the camera and it's just kind of sitting there as I'm walking, and but I could easily take it off anytime. It was,
That's awesome. I
this
remember the
is
days of
great.
like spiky belts. I had awesome punk rock belts back in the day, and every time the camera strap would like rub against the
Uh,
belt. Sorry, not the camera strap. The camera would hang the camera
uh,
at a level where the camera would rub against the
yeah,
belt and always like scratch up the backs or the bottoms of
yeah,
my cameras. It was terrible. Anyway, I just got rid of the belts,
yeah,
and I guess what you're saying is now I can start
yeah,
buying cool belts again.
yeah. Maybe. I love this thing.
That is fantastic. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of your photos online. Let's show them
Yeah.
off to us.
Have you? You see my Instagram at all?
I haven't actually. You should, yeah, sure.
Instagram,
Yeah.
Technoevangelist.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's get everyone subscribed. Matt's got,
Yeah.
I think he's shooting. What is it? Thigh-pok that you've got on there?
So right now it is a Brighton Star 35
Oh shoot, I
millimeter.
did know that. My
I'm
apologies. Yes,
waiting for the Mandler
7 Mandler.
35, which I ordered now 4 weeks ago,
Oh wow.
and for 3 weeks it's been stuck in U.S. Customs.
Oh no.
So who knows if I'll ever see that? But I don't even know why. I mean, at 35 because that Mandler, I got the
Mhm.
Brighton just as like a 1 week holdover till the
Right.
Mandler arrives, thinking it would be 1 week, and I didn't realize it was going to be 4 weeks,
Of
um,
course.
or 5 or 6 or whatever it's going to be.
Mhm.
Um, but 35 is not a
Your
focal
focal
length
length.
I really like,
Mhm.
and so I I wanted to get a Typok 21
Right.
Samara, which is it's a little bit longer, but it's also like $900.
Wow.
Uh, uh, but I got their cheaper version a few hours ago.
Oh.
I mean, it'll be
Mhm.
here tomorrow, and that's
Okay.
the Typok Kasana
Mhm.
35 3.5 f3.5.
Nice.
So that gets here tomorrow, and that's like almost pancake lens. I mean, it's really really thin.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I assume that I think. I mean, I might have to return it, but I think that'll be like my main lens for everything.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and then I have the 50 millimeter Jupiter 8, which
Jupiter. Yeah, is that how it's actually
yeah,
pronounced?
Jupiter,
Ah,
yeah,
today I learned. Yeah.
yeah, because they what looks like a an I and an O with a line attached, the U sound.
Right.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
the more you know. Okay, so you heard that here on Instagram. Techno, that's
Instagram
spelled
Technoevangelist. I think that's it. Yeah,
TechNO,
yeah,
Evangelist, VANGELIST
perfect.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
I will follow.
Okay,
All right, folks. Should we find that end stream button?
I think so. Where's my
Thank you
mouse?
so much
There we
for
go.
all who watched. I think we peaked at 9 today. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, it was awesome. Finish and